The situation in Ukraine has heated up again after Russia launched a coordinated combined attack during the night. Hundreds of unmanned aerial vehicles and dozens of missiles reportedly struck several strategic targets, including energy facilities used to support Kyiv's military operations. The attack prompted an emotional reaction from Zelensky, who, sounding panicked, pressed Europe to make immediate decisions regarding frozen Russian assets, additional sanctions, and military aid. Yet amid those calls, many in Europe have begun to question the effectiveness of endless support for Kyiv, while Russia is demonstrating that control on the battlefield remains firmly in its hands. Will Europe continue to follow Ukraine's pressure or start to rethink its strategy? Keep your eyes on the story. The skies over Ukraine on November 8th bore silent witness to a deadly dance, as shadows of darkness and cold began to creep in, bringing threats deeper than the thud of artillery. Zelensky revealed a bitter truth. More than 450 unmanned aerial vehicles and 45 missiles of various types were launched by Russia in a single night. These are not mere numbers. They are an unmistakable pressure on Ukraine's resilience. The impact of the strikes was instant and brutal. The Poltava region plunged into emergency darkness because of blackouts. In Kharkiv, the city's heartbeat stopped as subway services were halted. In Dnipro, towering buildings were shattered into pieces, leaving a path of mournful destruction. Energy facilities in Kyiv, Poltava, and Kharkiv, the backbone of modern life, sustained significant damage, depriving Ukrainians of comforts and basic necessities. Russia's increasingly massive pattern of attacks on energy infrastructure has occurred repeatedly, a carefully planned strategy that comes as the freezing winter approaches. With such a large number of drones and missiles, Moscow is demonstrating its ability to carry out saturation strikes aimed at systematically crippling Ukraine's power network. Why target energy infrastructure? Because energy is a nation's lifeblood for both civilian and military needs. Without electricity, communications are disrupted, transport grinds to a halt, and industry, including sectors that support the war effort, will stop. It is an effective way to weaken an opponent's morale and logistical capacity without mounting a more brutal ground assault. Reliance on Geran drones numbering in the hundreds, together with dozens of missiles, indicates a layered approach. Geran drones, known for their relatively low cost and the ability to be deployed in large waves, act as an initial assault that wears down Ukraine's air defenses. They deplete air defense missile stocks and help identify target positions. Once the opponent's air defenses are exhausted and positions have been detected, more advanced and destructive precision missiles, such as the Kalibr and Kh-101, are launched to deliver lethal strikes on key targets. These missiles, fired from warships or strategic aircraft, have long range and high accuracy, ensuring each strike has maximum impact. In light of this recurring pattern of attacks, Kyiv has increasingly pressed the United States to supply long-range Tomahawk missiles. The Tomahawk's advantages are undeniable. This subsonic cruise missile has impressive range, high accuracy thanks to GPS and TERCOM guidance systems, and all-weather capability. Its ability to be launched from surface ships or submarines provides great operational flexibility, allowing precision strikes against distant targets deep inside enemy territory without putting valuable assets at risk. For Ukraine, the Tomahawk would be a game-changer, opening the possibility of striking Russian military and logistical targets that were previously out of reach and applying significant counter-pressure. However, President Donald Trump has repeatedly signaled that he is not yet ready to approve such a shipment. The main concern is that such an action could prolong the conflict and even draw NATO into direct confrontation. Technically, Tomahawks for Ukraine have strike potential, but it remains to be considered whether the delivery is truly necessary. Two priority targets are the long-range Geran-2 or Geran-3 drone factory in Alabuga and the short-range 9 M723 ballistic missile production facility in Votkinsk. Both are approximately 1,400 to 1,500 kilometers from potential launch points, still within the nominal range of a Tomahawk but at the outer edge of its flight capability. This distance limits the missile's maneuverability to evade air defense systems, although it still provides a potential attack path. The main issue is the number of missiles required to inflict significant damage, particularly on the Alabuga factory. The production area of this plant expanded rapidly between 2023 and 2025 and now covers about 160,000 square meters. If the goal is to completely disable 50% of the production facilities to prevent long-term operations, a conservative estimate suggests around 150 Tomahawk missiles would be needed. This assumption also ignores potential missile failures due to malfunctions or enemy defenses. Such a quantity is clearly unrealistic, raising questions about the effectiveness and feasibility of such an operation. Moscow itself has warned Washington against sending Tomahawks, emphasizing that doing so would mark a truly new stage of escalation. This warning is not mere bluster. Russia has its own cruise missiles, such as the Kalibr and Kh-101, which have already proven effective in this conflict. The sea-launched Kalibr has range and accuracy comparable to the Tomahawk, capable of striking strategic targets from thousands of kilometers away. The air-launched Kh-101, deployed by strategic bombers like the Tu-95 and Tu-160, also has extreme range and a powerful warhead. If Tomahawks were to reach Ukraine, Russia might respond by increasing the intensity or scope of its strikes, potentially testing new limits with the types of weapons used. This is truly a technological duel, showcasing both innovation and destruction. Russia's primary choice, in the context of strikes on energy infrastructure and pressure on enemy air defenses, is a combination of Geran drones and cruise missiles like the Kalibr and Kh-101. The hundreds of low-cost Geran drones, deployable in massive waves, are a clever tool to drain Ukraine's air defenses and create openings. Meanwhile, Kalibr and Kh-101 missiles are deadly precision strikes that ensure strategic targets are destroyed. This layered approach optimizes resources and maximizes impact, a combination that demonstrates strategic intelligence on the modern battlefield. So, what's your top choice? That's all for today, and thanks for watching.